Dear friends and from all over the nations of the world, whether from other tribes or other nations, I want to thank you and appreciate you. This is another week. Today is Monday. Um, I think 22nd or so of is it 22nd or 23rd? Let me check it out. I want to know and be sure. Today is Monday, the 23rd of June, 2025. We're already rounding off for the month, but it is not an easy time for us as a people, as a nation, and as people who are, possible in the way to succeed. We want to succeed. We want to do things in our lives. We want to succeed. We want our children to succeed. But we cannot succeed in a chaotic environment, an environment that has no um, protection for our future, our generations, our children, our loved ones, an environment that is chaotic and that cannot really, be guaranteed to further help us reason properly so that we can get ourselves to succeed. Every average human being thinks of success, desires to succeed, but success does not come in a chaotic structure or a system that's chaotic. The reason why we clamor for Biafra and seek for our nation is because we want to have control of our territory so that we'll be able to protect ourselves, determine our security and our growth and development. That is the purpose why we clamor for, our nation. And thinking of creating our nation or getting our nation, it is very, very important for you to understand that the connection between you and the freedom of Biafra, it's very significant. And so when we look at the things that are happening, remember, let me remind you right now, when President Buhari, sorry, not Buhari now, Tinubu, um, went to promise them security and all of that, and talked about security and everything that is going to happen, that he is guaranteeing them. He has not even left Benue. There's an attack in another part of Benue. This time around, again, very brutal, as usual. I want to make us and want to give us real, very, very good information today that would help us to sit right. But first of all, I want to ask Biafrans and people in Biafraland, I want to ask you all this question. Why are the Fulanese having their boys or their men, whatever they are called, patrolling Biafra land in guise of iron condemn or selling this and selling that? Ask yourself that deep question. Are they surviving because of iron condemn? Ask yourself that deep question, because we take things for granted. Why are they concerned about being security men in our houses or erecting small kiosk around our place, setting up a small business, going around in the guise of picking metals and other things? Ask yourself this question. Why are they interested in things that will expose them to our community and things that will put our security in their hands? Ask yourself this deep question, because in this broadcast I am going to be making much revelation on the fact that there is a huge plan to invade Biafraland. I don't need to play some of these videos where you hear them confess. We have so many videos where these Fulanese confess. In fact, most of the people kidnapped and who are, rescued later, or maybe they paid the ransom and are out, have testified the fact that they have told us that the land belonged to them. In Enugu, when they attacked, they told the residents. You saw so many videos. I can't be playing videos here, but I want to add one, two, three things together from the videos and from the things that are happening around us. But before we go further, please, I want you to like this video and share on all your social media platforms, because it will help people to meet this video and also watch and get information about the truth. We want to probe into the matter of our security in Biafra land, what we need to do about our security in Biafra land, protecting our people, protecting our nation, protecting our families, protecting our businesses, because we already know that we are people who are proactive, we are people who are positive, and so we think about success, and success is about increasing our financial base, sustaining our families, and doing things to impact our society. We think about creativity, we think about professionalism as a people. But the Fulanese think about chaos. They think about killing. They think about maiming. They think about taking what belongs to you. They think about taking your mineral resources, taking your natural resources, your crude oil, and everything that is in your land. They are not concerned about creativity because they don't have it. They are not trained. They are not educated. So they are not even able to harness their potentials and begin to bring out the best of themselves. They are only brainwashed to believe in religion. They are brainwashed to kill for religion. They are brainwashed to believe in 72 virgins after this life. They are brainwashed for a kingdom where they would have women all around them, drinking spree and having possessions around them that is free, not from intellectual property, not from hard work, but from Allah, who gives to them the way they think that they are going to get it, promising them that once they kill one person, they are preparing themselves for 72 virgins and abundance in the kingdom to come. That is how they think. So you must put yourself in the shoes of these people and understand how they think and how they reason, so that you can understand how to defend yourself in spite of the fact that you are positively focusing on building yourself, building your family, and increasing your financial base, increasing your success, touching the lives of people, and doing things for your community and for your nation and for the world at large. You must think about the negative side of the attack and the plot against your success by these people who have decided to come after you in the guise and in the name that Allah has given them your land. And let's come to think about it. Why would Allah put me in a land, creates me, and I'm born into a land, and then tells the Fulanese to come and kill me and take the land? Does it make sense? But they have been brainwashed not to think that way. They don't reason. This is just common sense I just made right now. Allah, the same God that created everybody, because it is one God that created everybody. If it is one God that created us, and they are saying that Allah has created us all, created humanity, which they believe in, that humanity is created by Allah, and everything that has to do with the universe belongs to Allah. So if Allah has created me and put me in a land, and then now you are now coming to tell me that Allah says you should come and kill me and take the land, does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. But they wouldn't think that way. They don't think critically. This is common sense reasoning. This is just not deep science or just common sense. But now you should know that somebody has been deceived somewhere. You should know that they have been manipulated to think and reason the way they are thinking. So we must devise strategies and structures and systems to handle them, because they are killers and they are evil. And you must understand, it is not about ethnic profiling any ethnic group. No, we understand and the world knows that the people who are majorly in the killing or in the terrorism killing program are the Fulanese. We know that some houses have joined them. We know that some other people are doing kidnappings and doing other businesses, which we know that they are criminals also, as much as the Fulanese are terrorists. Not only terrorists, criminals, yes, not only criminals, are after your life, a threat to every one of us. So we must begin to think, all right, one, what are these guys talking about iron condemn, going around picking things on the streets? Is that what they feed on? Why are they concerned about going everywhere to pick everything? They enter your compound to sew your shoe. They are everywhere. So they are taking up jobs that will make them penetrate your environment and move around your environment without being suspected. Don't you think this is high time we begin to reason out this and begin to keep them away from Biafraland, from doing such kinds of jobs in our community? Don't you think that it is high time that the chiefs and the community leaders, the Nzes, the Ezes, the PGs, and everybody come together to say enough of moving around? If you want to do a business, go and set up a business. We don't want moving around of you around, the Fulanis around, going from community, from bush, taking bush path, taking community path, understanding, coming to social, going into this community, going into that environment, going everywhere. We don't want you again in the system to do that business, because it is posing a security risk to us. It is high time we begin to take critical decisions concerning our environment, concerning our place, our nation, our children, our families, our communities. It is high time we took these strategic decisions, because you see, They have so much intel right now, so many intel. They have so much intel now about our community. In fact, the places you don't know in other people's community, they know it, and they can map it out very well for their people who have positioned them in these communities to get this information. You can have terrain understanding of your community more than any other community, but these ones penetrate every community because you are not suspecting them to be evil. You are only thinking they are picking dirt from your community. You are only thinking that they are coming to sew your shoe. You are only thinking that they are coming to sell rubber or sell something, or to give you money to collect your rubbish, your metals, and all of those stuff. You are only thinking one way. Dear friends, we must sit up. I tell you, this is the time to sit up. Now, let me tell you something. Remember the time that Jonathan, through General Ejirika, was dealing with Boko Haram. Buhari said, we forget easily. Did you remember what Buhari said? He said that any attack on these people or any activity of dealing or killing is an attack on the north. Imagine, he saw that Boko Haram and other ISIS and all ISWAP and all those units of terrorist cells or organisms were actually being dealt with by a Biafran who was not partisan and who is not concerned about, what the benefits they are to this northern hegemony. He understood that he needs to get rid of them as the general. And they told Jonathan that any attack on them is an attack on the north. What does that tell you? I want us to begin to place 1, 2, 3, and together. Let's begin to piece these things together, so that we can have a fundamental understanding of the information I'm passing today. Because we always want to see video. Every time we want to see one video of one person talking before we begin to reason. And even after watching those videos, the next thing is that we are forgotten and we are gone. Now I'm going to take my time. I have about another maybe 20 to 28 minutes to talk to you here and give you the information that I have, because I think about these things. I look at evidences, I look at reports, I look at information, I look at videos and written scripts and all that things, and put things together. So I come to speak to you because my job is to also reason through these things and try to give you some information that Chukwueke would help me to bring out or decipher from all these things and bring out to you and inform you. And that is why I'm here. And you, please, your responsibility in this also, we work together. You share on all your social media platforms, like the video, and also subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. When you share, it helps people to hear, and also when you like, it helps your friends and others to join in understanding what we're doing. And when you subscribe, YouTube takes our video and share further on our behalf. Now listen, what are those people moving around? Why are they in Biafra territory? What are they picking in Biafra territory? When you go to a community, for instance, in Biafraland, the materials are scarce. The dirt is not much because it is not crowded. Go to Biafra communities now. When I traveled to Biafraland just this year, in January or so, I saw many of them moving around, going around from community to community, picking things or telling you they are buying metals from you and all of that. What do our people use in Biafra land that has so much dirt? We don't use so much. Why are they concerned about the community? Why don't they go to Owerri and base there? Because that is where you see lots of the rubbish. Why don't they go to Aba and base there? Because that's where you see lots of the rubbish. Why are they coming to the communities, the villages that is scarcely populated, and people don't even use things so much? People can even easily dispose their stuff and deal with those stuff. Why are they everywhere in the community in Biafra land picking dirt, which makes them move in every corner of our communities? Why? I will not asking questions. Nobody monitors them. Nobody checks them. Nobody probes them. Nobody is checking them. Nothing. We are just allowing them, and they are moving freely. And you think they are walking alone? They are collating data or information, let me put it that way, information for the people who have positioned them to do that job. Are you telling me that what they survive on in the villages is these things they pick? We should think critically, think very deep here. Are you telling me? Not my. It's outside making. I don't know why it came to my window now to make noise. It wants to be part of the broadcast. It wants you to hear it. Why are they? Are you telling me that those boys pick rubbish, iron condemn in the villages where there is no much things to pick? Are you telling me that what they are doing right there is able to sustain them to eat and all of that? Are you telling me that that is what feeds them? If you look at them, you know they are not hungry. Who feeds them? Why are they doing this job? What is the purpose of this job for them and the community? What what is the purpose? This is a question we should be asking ourselves. And then in our communities, we begin to handle the situation properly. Let the community leaders come together and sit down and reason out this whole thing. And then let them begin to take critical action and take these actions for the purpose of securing communities. And then sit down, I'll call you out. Now listen. This is number 1 point. Number 2 point here. The number 2 point here is that checking out these guys. Who are they also working for? That's the number 2 point you should ask yourself. Because if they would leave the land, remember, in the northern side, there is food. Not expensive in their place. Food is cheaper in that place. Things are not expensive in that place. Food is cheaper. They could access things cheaper. Rubbish for very little. I think there is the network. There is are very cheap in the north, and they could easily access. Why are they leaving those cheap things and coming to your place to pick rubbish for nothing? Ask yourself that big question. They are spies. Common sense. It's common. You don't need any prophet to tell you. They are spies. You see that village you think that you have and nothing is happening yet, no attack yet, and nothing is happening there. You see that community that you think you guys are. Every morning you guys will wake up and go look for some job to do, and then you leave your children, your wife, to begin to pick palm kernel and do other things, peel cassava, and then they will see these people walking around, and then they will call them, hey, I don't condemn, come take this one, and all of that, and then they allow them. They keep walking from one place to the other. Sometimes they take bush path and go to places and penetrate so many places that we can never imagine. You think that movement and those careless living is for nothing? Those careless living we are actually exhibiting is critical. We are very careless. And this carelessness, you see, I know the settings and the behavior of our young men in the communities and in the villages. They actually have this, thinking of waking up in the morning, leave their wives to peel cassava, go to the farm and bring cassava or something, peel. They keep peeling and keep making noise and talking and gossiping and talking, and then they would go to look for one job or something or the other, or maybe they go to harvest palm fruits, and maybe, or they go to look for 1 million job somewhere or something critical to do, or maybe just have some kind of activities, and then they go and then they come back, and then all they do is gossip. They drink now in the community, alcohol, like looks like Chelsea drink, the Chelsea alcohol. They just sit down and drink, and you see them drink and talk, and then in the evening they will gather in the market square and drink and make noise, and the little they have gained that day they will spend it and squander it. Give your wife only little, maybe 20%, and the rest 80% goes on drinking. That's how they live, and they look for one place, buy catfish or buy chicken pepper soup, and all they do is sit down and eat. And these guys are coming your communities, moving around in your communities, knowing the places, understanding where you are when you are at home and when you're not at home, understanding how your children operate and your wives and your husbands operate, and when they go to the farm, all this stuff. Thank you so much, Ogo. You said the carelessness of our people. No, get part two. Thank God you understand. You are catching the knowledge of what I'm saying. The nonchalant attitude to lots of things is really sickening. It's very, very sickening, I tell you, because I've understood the pattern. When I traveled there, I was watching at the loopholes. I was watching the loopholes, and I was looking at the details. It is so critical that we are so careless. And I discovered something that before you know it, you see our children. Our children will be the ones to even to relate with those children. They will be the ones to relate with these uncondemned people. Once they see them, they will call them. Even those ones that sell clothes, they carry clothes moving around, and maybe selling rubbers and all of that, and maybe selling slippers or something, or trying to pick something. It will be the children that will, sometimes their parents are not at home, they will call those people and go and bring some stuff in their house, and those people too will be observing and watching. We are careless, very, very careless, very fundamentally careless. I don't care attitude to lots of things. Yes, that's it. We are very, very careless. You see, there is a tactical plan. They have collated so much information. It is not a joke. Do you know why the rigorous attack now in Benue? Do you know why? Do you know why it is now like almost a daily thing in Benue that something must happen? They are terrorizing the people, killing the people, and getting many of them going into IDP camps. So, and now they are taking over their communities. Now look at what their governor said. You heard what their governor said? He doesn't subscribe to self-defense. He is an agent. I want people to let Benue people trace that man. Let them trace his ancestry. You discover that he is connected to Fulani. Let them trace that their governor. You discover he's connected to Fulani. Let Benue people trace him. They are not. They just take any statement for granted. Our people will take statements for granted. But look at. Did you know why Israel attacked Iran? One of the things they are putting forward for attacking Iran is that Iran said that they want Israel to be eliminated, and they said Israel. They have said that in 1940 something also, or 1960, after the independence of Israel. They said that Israel wants they made statement that they want Israel to be annihilated, to be taken away from the map of the world. They want Israel to be taken off. That is what they are standing on, to bombard and to destroy and to attack today, to make sure they don't have the capabilities to carry out their threats. They attack their capabilities. They attack the nuclear facilities. They attack their military facilities. They are attacking their infrastructure so that they don't have the capacity. Even if they are leaving, they don't have the capacity to attack Israel and carry out their threats. What are we doing to attack the capacity of these people to attack our community? What are we doing to stop them by attacking their capabilities? To attack their capabilities, you must stop their spies. One of their spies are those people who are moving around, all in the name of Iron Condemn. Those ones are fundamental spies, if you don't know. Because the foolish things is what they actually utilize against us. Those ones that are doing the Iron Condemn are the fundamental spies. You must understand this. Because they move around your communities, they know the terrain very well, they give information, and they are the ones that are going to lead these people into your land. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. Yes, that's it, true. Thank you so much for that. They are. See, do you know why Israel is successful today? Some of you are saying, hey, we are Israelis, we are this, we are that, we are children of Chukwukike, we are this, we are that, but you don't reason, you don't even behave like, you don't reason like Chukwukike. Because we don't reason like Chukwukike, because we have not really tapped into the realm of what Chukwukike wants for us. Chukwukike doesn't like injustice. He wants defense. He's a man of war. He's a man of courage. He says, be strong and of good courage. The reason why God tells us to be strong, because we are created in His image, and to be strong and of good courage means that you are strong in mentally, and you are also effectively having the ability to display courage against a situation that comes before you. And what does courage entail? Courage entails that you look for, you gain intelligence. You get to understand what is happening around you, because when you have knowledge of what is happening around you, you will naturally deal with circumstances that negate or come against you. Never proactive at all. We are docile. only for mouth, now him, they happen. That's it. Go to the communities, you see what they're doing. Go to Biafraland, you see what they're doing. The young boys. All they do is wake up in the morning and they take, there's one drink now that is raining, the tam tam. One small bottle of, of distilled, this spirit drink, this Chelsea's kind of schnapp. It's one small bottle. They wake up, some of them, you see them holding 2 bottles early morning, and then they will sit at the corner talking and chatting, and any girl that passed the call. And in the evenings you see them go and cluster one place. That's all they do. They are not thinking. This guy who is passing here every day collecting iron condemn, what is his plan? Who is he working for? How many iron condemn materials do we have in this community that he's always frequenting this community? And are you telling me that this is what he's feeding from? Oh my God, I don't know what to say. Why Israel is dealing with Iran now is just because of what Iran said, not because of what Iran can do. They know Iran doesn't have the competence or the capability, but they are still destroying any prospect of having the capacity or capability. That is what Israel is doing. But we look at evidences, we look at clues and suspicions. We look at clues that is before us. We allow it to go until we are condemned, until we are destroyed, until we are killed. And we say we are the children of God. The children of God reason properly now. Children of Okike reason well. They look at things constructively. When something happens, you ask yourself questions, and that's how I also reason. When something happens or I see something happening, I try to reason out in 7 ways. Why? I think on behalf of that doing this, what would make this person do this? And if I am in this person's shoes, what would I do? And what can come out of that thing that this person has done that can come against me or that can be for me? Constructive reasoning. They have put lots of strategies in place to perfect their plans. And you know the kinds of strategies they put up. Simple things that they know that we would neglect, because they know we are careless. They know we are docile, and they know we only like enjoyment. We like to enjoy. We like to feel high and feel good and feel powerful. We don't take cognizance of little things. Whereas it is from those little things they are dealing with us. Constructive thinking and analysis. That's it. Thank you so much, Hugo, for that. And you're just giving me some vital points here. Now listen. The people of Benue should trace the ancestry of that their governor, who said that he does not approve or subscribe to self-defense when ordinary people, ordinary Fulanis, are carrying AK-47 to come kill them in their communities, shooting them, butchering them, cutting their children into pieces, cutting the bellies of their pregnant women. The governor is saying that he doesn't subscribe to their self-defense. Is that not enough for you to probe that man and check his ancestry and bring him out of his seat, or vote against him and then subject him to judicial, check and all of that, or probe him, or even take him to court to prove that statement, or even carry out radical or forceful, getting of information from him, because he is linked to the killings? Common sense. Some of you would maybe have loved him. Oh, he's our governor. Even if he said that, he just said that anyways. He's not really serious about it. He's not. I don't think he's serious about it. Let's not just. Maybe he made a mistake. No, there's nothing that is coincidental in that kind of position. When you are a governor, the statements you make, every one of it. Check it out, how they attack Trump in US. Every statement he makes, some of them you might know that he made them out of the kind of person he is, but they hold it to him. They hold it against him, They hold it against him. How many of these people moving around in our communities have we probed? But look at what is happening. Now, they are doing these things seriously and very, very much quickly, so that before anything, the conclusion of the court case against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they would have been able to come close to Biafraland and begin to carry out serious attacks. And that's the plan that's on ground. That is why you are seeing the attacks on Benue people radically and profusely against the people. That is what you are seeing right now. The reason why the attacks in Benue is so much. Look, the communities, so many of the communities that have been attacked right now, and some of them have been displaced. The thief people, the people have been taken. Some of them have been taken away from their houses. The Fulanis and their children are living in their houses, and they are in the IDP camps. The governors and the president and everybody in the political arena. Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's talking. Even the politicians from their own community, from their state, are not saying anything. None of them is protesting. They are going to the house every day, sitting on the floor, talking about one thing or the other, whatever they are doing in that place, and collecting their daily allowances, sitting allowance, monthly allowance, wardrobe allowance, newspaper allowance, and all the allowances, so much so they would collect. And so you are dying. They have their homes in Abuja, they have houses, they have hotels in Abuja, so they are not bothered about what happens in their communities. After all, we are in Abuja. If worse come to worse, I have a business I'm building in UAE or Dubai or another African country. Once anything goes bad, I travel, I carry my family and travel. Some of them, their families are not even there, their families are abroad. They leave the extended family members there, they leave other people there, leave them as the sacrificial lamb to their own income and interest. That's what's happening. And the plan to invade Biafraland is getting momentum, is gaining momentum. They have so many people, thousands of their men now in our bushes. If you think it is just 20 or 30, you are wrong. Thousands of them in different parts of the bushes waiting for the time to attack. And in their communities, they have their communities, they have their men in there, they are waiting for the time they are going to give their attack. And they have gotten every intel, they've gotten every information. They are waiting for the time. Supplies are coming daily to them. Supplies of weapons, of foodstuffs, of other things coming daily to them. And we are still docile, looking like morons, waking every morning, and all we think about is the pleasure rather than security, understanding the terrain we are in and the circumstances we are in. We are still docile about this whole thing, and it is important right now that we sit up. Very, very important. I'm going to continue in this, expanding the scope. First, I'm just focusing on those guys moving around. Today, I'm focusing on those guys moving around in your communities. You need to now call your PG. If you don't go to the PG, sometimes the PG are stooges of the governors. So you go to other young people in your community, call them together. These people who are moving, these people are not just moving for nothing. If you look at them, they say they don't have money, they're looking for money from you. But they have arms, they have dagger in their pocket, they have arms. Now you should ask yourself this question: why are they moving around? Call your community boys together, your community men together, your elders, talk from your father to other people, your immediate family. These people who are moving, these people are dangerous. Look at it, give them reasons, convince them, be a good convincer. Convince them to understand. Talk to them in a calm way to understand. Put sense in them, because some of them are not yet reasoning and thinking. Give them instances of what is happening in Benue and the things that some governors have said and the things that they are doing against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so that it doesn't come out, and the things that they need to know. Talk to your community people and let them begin to see light in what you're saying, and then build it from there to another family, to another family, to another family, until the whole community begins to reason very, very properly. When you are sitting with other young people around, bring it up as a topic, not just discussing about this girl and that that ass and that breast and that this. That's what the young boys in the communities really do, and all of that, and that in here, that auto, that's in this. That's what they are doing. Senseless. That's what they think. Sit down constructively. Think. We are seeing the attacks in Enugu. We are seeing the attacks in Ebonyi. We are seeing the attacks in Benue. Now it is getting closer. It is getting closer, and those attacks are getting more strong. So what do we need to do right now? look at these people. This it is the family of these people. It is these same Fulani people that are doing the killing. So if they are doing killings there, it means that these people too here also want money. They also want to take territory. They also, that is the plan they feel that Allah has given to them, to take your land. So all of them, wherever they are, believe in that. If you don't know, so begin to tell your people in your community this is what they believe. Now, since they are with us, what do we need to do? We have to deprive them of information. We have to deprive them of access to our territory and knowledge of our territory, even if they have gone so far. But we need to do things right now to stop them from continuing, or to deprive them from further information, or block them. And those ones whose children or whose parents are actually in your midst, who have ascended to position of leadership, whose father or mother are from the Fulani tribe, and who are also making decisions in your communities and all of that, have tried to have, aside the general meetings that you have and they are there, try to have separate discussions that are critical to your security, and then reason along, what do we need to do? We need to stop these people. We need to discuss with our chiefs, our Azes, our Nzes, everybody in the community, to understand that this will pose a threat. So let them stay at a place and do their business. Let them not move around picking things. Again, we don't want them moving around in our communities and picking things. It's very, very important. Now, the truth about it is that aside that, even if you stop them from picking things around, they can decide to just walk around. Of course, you can't stop that, right? So what you need to do right now is now build a team of vigilante, so that they would be around combing the bushes, because when they are moving around too, they're actually spying for those people. You can't tell them, hey, why are you moving around? No, they will move around because they're living in those places. Now your vigilante would have a spying unit or an intelligence unit. Their job is to begin to make friends. Some of them, they are not known. The houses and all those people living in your community don't even know them. All they need to do is gather information, by being um, um, you know uniformless and being invisible, or invincible. Sorry, not invisible, invincible, in the sense that they are not detected. They are spies, but they are not known in the community to be part of the vigilante. They are just very secret people operating covertly. And of course, all they do is they learn the Arabic language. They learn the house and the Hausa language, and they speak it very well, and become very familiar with a place in the north, so that they can use it as a means of accessing, and making friends with these people, these Fulani boys and their men around, penetrating their mosques, and also making friends with them, and of course begin to make them feel that they are from the north. They just came into the area, and they want to also be part of making sure that this land is conquered. They'll begin to get much information. They begin to get information from these boys who are moving around. They'll get more of the information, the internal information, from these ones who are moving around, whose brain don't have anything to offer. That is how we have to start operating in your communities. Because as much as you may not be able to stop them from moving around, the much you can do is to have an intelligence unit that can feed you with every information you need, and also that can have the ability to pass information to the real arm of the security. And then you bust every of their hideouts, you bust every of their weapon storage facilities, and then you bust every of their ransom kidnapping units hideout. You are able to deal with this from community to community. We succeed in doing these things. We have already succeeded in the whole community. Because if my community does it, your community does it, another community does it, and everybody's community is doing it, we'll discover that quickly and so easily we'll solve the issue and the problem of kidnappings, killings, and all the threats that these people pose in the community. You must understand this. Because under the contraption called Nigeria right now, you cannot stop them from entering your community. You don't have a border that is for Biafra. It is open. Under Nigeria, you don't have the right to stop them from entering. They can only be at checkpoints, and once they get to checkpoints, their men are there. They will just allow them pass without a check. And once they pass without a check, they come into your community. You don't have a system to check them or to search them. You are in trouble. Because if they are allowed to pass, when they get into the community should have a security unit, that every car that passes and every thing that goes around there, they are informed. When a car is coming into the community, from the gate of the community, they check. When anybody's coming in, they suspect anything, they come, they search you, they search you, and all of that. This is, and they have their men not just standing at that place, they have their men in corners also. At where they have their checks, they have their men in corners observing in case of any other attack. And they have maybe your community can get a vehicle. If they cannot get a vehicle, get another of your men standing at very far from the other ones who are checking, and at the two sides, so that if anybody tries any nonsense on the one thinking that they are alone, you know what to do. These things are not supposed to be said online. But what do? We have to say them online because we cannot reach out to other people, and people need to hear this. So please, let us take this information, share this on all your social media platforms, and also subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed, so that it can go far and people can view it and understand and get this information. And as you get it, begin to interpret it in your community. It is very, very important and fundamental. This is a very, very important. Many strategies in places by them, as Ego have said here. They have so many strategies, but we have only one strategy. Wake up in the morning, go to work, give our children food, go to the farm, come back, sit down, looking for the next move to make more money. Money, 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 money. That's our strategy. That's what we're concerned about. They are thinking of you, killing you and taking your money, killing you and killing your family, taking your land, taking your resources, taking everything from you, enjoy those things from you, and then go to heaven and get 72 virgins. You should understand that anybody who is promised 72 virgins must be very brutal. They'll be very brutal to make sure they get it. Imagine them the way what they do on earth. Imagine them. Imagine what they do on earth, and now imagine their imagination, that they are imagining how they are going to get 72 virgins in heaven. They know how your life is in trouble. Because if they are imagining and thinking of how they're going to get some two virgins in heaven, and they're going to drink so much alcohol in their heaven, because they are restricted from drinking here. Even if they are hiding to drink, that place they're going to drink and drink and drink, and they're going to have energy. They said they have energy to handle some two women at a time, and other mates and other, people who are their mates who are going to be with them. They have the energy. You can imagine how they want to take you down to make sure they get that, because they are brainwashed to think that they have that. Because they need to put such kinds of things, because they know what to get a man is through women and money. That's all. Now, to get to that heaven where they're going to get 72 virgins, they need to kill you and kill your family and keep killing you, and that's how they're going to get 72 virgins. You think they won't do it over and over? They will do it over and over, and then, of course, it will make them have possession and everything. So money and women, these are the two fundamental things. They would do it for anything. Muhammad knew all of this stuff. That's why he put it in the Quran, that 72 virgins await you. Imagine you having 72 virgins. Oh my. That's how they reason. That's how they think. That's how they reason. You should understand that you're in trouble if you don't take action today. So today I'm telling you, we need to take action, severe action, and this is the time. Please share and also subscribe. I pray that we reason. I'll come again on this and expand more on this information so that we'll begin to do the right thing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. And enjoy the rest of your day. Today, 23rd day of June 2025, and it is morning where I am. I don't know the time it is where you are, but please enjoy your day or evening or your night. And God bless you. Very good.